Was having a family. I take a week off just to rejuvenate the body, and get some rest because there's so much stuff going on I can't keep up. There's so much stuff going on, folks. I just can't keep up, folks. Just I'm gonna put some clips about this fog that's going on. Crazy stuff, folks. Crazy stuff. Just be aware, be knowledgeable. Don't believe that I'm saying. Do your own research. This is for information purposes only. But folks, a lot of stuff going on. Just be aware. Stock up for stuff. And your weapons, be prepared. Because some shit about it going on, folks. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in the air. One of them folks be loving and kind and caring, humble, respectful, and always protect yourself. Don't be fearful of it, be aware. Hang on, folks. I'm gonna put some stuff here with this fog that's going on all over the world. Hang on, folks.
Asking for updates about this fog, but in this video you're going to see that you need to check your HVAC filter. That's what this lady did. I'm putting her in the link below. We know this fog has been crazy, but just take a look at this. You need to check yours too. Let's go.
I need to show you guys my air filter in my house. There's fog everywhere, and I've been feeling like respiratory issues for like a couple of days now, like basically since the fog started. And I decided after seeing all the fog videos on TikTok, I would come and change my filter, which I do every month. This is a new one. Let me show you what my new one looks like.
So I'm asking everyone to go check your HVAC filter. Let me know what yours is like. Comment
Now,
below.
keep in mind, I just changed this filter like a month ago. Let me show you the one that I'm about to pull out. Look at this filter, y'all. I've never pulled out a filter this dark in my life.
So for more strange and crazy updates, you can follow this channel. Comment below where you're from. But yes, there's some strange things going on in the sky. What can we do? We're going. So I definitely.
Is equivalent to that of the OSHA and the EPA, if you're familiar with that. So we were an embedded liaison to make sure that we were tracking all of the aspects and impacts of the military, meaning what is the military doing and how is it impacting the environment, because we're accountable for that. One day I was going through that computer system, which if you want to look it up, it's called an Air Force Form 3952. It is the approval of hazardous materials. I was finding tons and tons of large quantities of aluminum, barium, strontium in the forms of oxides and sulfates. So I started asking questions. And at that point, my demonization began. You know, I made my rank. I was decorated. I was a non-commissioned officer of a quarter. I won lots of awards. I had no reason for anyone to attempt to demonize me. So then I get moved over to the other Air Logistics Center. There's only two in the Air Force, which is in Warner Robins, Georgia. This kind of carried with me. And I thought, you know what? Should I revisit this? Is it worth it? Did I hit something? Maybe it's neat to know. I started finding the same things at Robins Air Force Base. I was now doing some more investigation work. Part of what I did was to use a high volume air sampler to air sample up to, I'd say, a football field in about 10 minutes. I also conducted soil sampling. Because I thought, you know, if this is real and they are spraying this, it's going to get to the ground. So I conducted air sampling, I conducted soil sampling, and I was getting high levels of these contaminants.
That the skies that we're seeing are not normal cloud formations. These are man-made. And we found unusual spiking in barium, aluminum, strontium, magnesium, calcium, manganese. Aluminum, as one example, gets into the root systems of our crop trees and our trees, and it looks like the trees are dying of drought. But they're not. What happens is that the root systems can no longer absorb the water and the nutrients needed to survive.
They are manipulating the weather like crazy, and one of the ways they do it is this operation in Alaska called HARP, fires high-powered radio waves from the into the ionosphere and has weather effects. Now, we've had these extremes of weather, floods and droughts. When we have these extremes of weather, they say it's because the jet stream has moved from where it normally is. This guy, Bernard Eastman, who wrote many of the patents for the HARP project, said that HARP can steer the jet stream. And this is what Dr. Richard Day said in 1969. The weather will be modified and used as a weapon of war to create drought or famine.
Those are X-RAD stations. Each of those towers are 750 kilowatts, pumping out between 2.7 to 2.9 gigahertz in the microwave range. This is roughly the same frequency as your microwave oven. This was 12 hours long that they held this pulse while we slept.
Look at these. Watch these towers and these stations. This is not weather. This is not rain. The light, look, did you see that huge burst coming out of Nevada? These These are your fifth generation network stations that are all lining up together.
Transmission system. That's right. That's right. It's in the outside of Tulsa, the biggest type of thing, part of ASCAT system. The system going from Svalbard, Tulsa, Kiruna in Sweden has the headquarters of the whole system, and then in Lapland, in Finnish Lapland, in Soraka. And when they blast electromagnetic fields, it goes through all of Europe.
We now know with peer-reviewed study that bees are testing with 70 times more aluminum in their system than what it takes to cause Alzheimer's or dementia in a human being to wonder any of them are alive. 70 times more. And this is important as well. When you have somebody from some agency who's paid to lie, who tells you it's normal to have aluminum everywhere because it's a very abundant element, that is a lie of inaccuracy. Aluminum is very abundant in the environment, yes, but it does not exist in the environment in free form. It doesn't exist in free form. It must be mined and refined and sprayed for it to be scattered everywhere in the environment, and that's exactly what's happening. It's not just the bees that are dying. Every single one of us is being contaminated. These materials are bioavailable. They're building up in our systems. And it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It doesn't matter. It's a fact. We have the lab test to prove it. There will be no hiding this issue much longer. And what does it appear? The chemical signature for what's showing up in rain tests matches coal fly ash, a substance that the EPA has told us is not harmful. They've been trying desperately to get rid of, and it seems to suit the purposes for geoengineering. We now know with peer-reviewed study.
These though? A hinge secures one side while a clasp fastens the other. The upper section of the bracelet features an intricate double-headed duck motif. At its center lies a stunning piece of lapis lazuli, encased by wide, gleaming bands of gold.
Just take a look at this. One of the few bells of the old world Just take a look at this. One of the few bells of the old world survived, hidden and buried in Lithuania. This beautiful massive bell over
I was figuring that those bells were made for healing purposes. When the bells ring in the church, it's for healing purposes. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. When the bells ring, it's for healing purposes.
They tell us they were removed and melted down for ammunition in one of their many ill-fought wars at our expense. But what we were intentionally not made to realize is just how important these spells were in the old world. Churches, temples, buildings adorned with bell towers were not just idle places of worship. They were the healing centers of the old world.
Okay.
Operating similar to the principles of the right
Okay,
machine, using frequency and vibration.
Yep.
A technology and capability known very well in the old world. Why would we be allowed such empowering freedoms? There is no profit and control to be had in a healthy patient.
No, I keep saying that you're no good to the system and healthy. You're no good to the system healthy.
Until next time.
It makes you think, what's happened to the boat? There's a rock-cut monastery that you can go inside, just like the one in Ethiopia. When you go inside this one, it's decorated head to toe like a cathedral. Turkey is ancient. We have megalithic architecture and rock-cut temples in Sorna, the city of oracles, and the ancient theater of Side rivals the Colosseum in Rome. It's insane. Göbekli Tepe and Karahan Tepe are also in Turkey. These two push civilization back 5,000 years from what we thought. They were buried really fast, like something was happening outside. The fact that every ancient culture has a flood myth would make Darren Kuyu make sense. It's an 8-story underground city with locking doors, water access, and air vents. 20,000 people can live in this city, and it is connected by a 5-mile-long tunnel to Kemakli, another underground city, forming a network of over 200 underground cities in Turkey. Next door neighbor, Armenia, has a megalithic avenue similar to Karnak in France, making this whole area the most mysterious thing I've ever seen. Have fun with that rabbit hole.
Megalithic road?
Images frozen in water. You're probably going to want to sit down for this. Now, these images were created in the frozen water after showing the image to the water for only about 30 seconds. Now, you probably think I'm fucking crazy for saying this because I thought this was insane too. But if you go to Beta Austin's page, she shows you exactly how to do this. You can try it at home. Now, one of these would probably be a fluke, but we literally have hundreds of examples of this. This works repeatedly. So we've known water has memory for a very long time, like literal memory.
No, we know that.
Because water can change its structure depending on the vibrations
Yep,
it comes in contact
that's why you
with.
speak to the water with
From
love.
thought to sound. Now, the purity of the water also affects its crystal structure. Our processing plants don't help this, and we beat the shit out of it when we pipe it through right angles to get to our homes. This is not how water was ever meant to travel. Ancient people knew this, and the Victorian estates even put in fountains and water features to restructure the water. When you restructure it, it makes beautiful crystals. When you pump beautiful vibrations into it, it makes beautiful fractal crystals. When you put interference patterns into it, it gets really chaotic. So what about our images? When the light passes through the water structure gets imprinted and changes to those vibrations. When you freeze the water, that crystal structure reflects what it saw.
All right, folks.
Water is the Earth's internet. It's how it communicates information.
You see the whole
to
thing?
itself.
Go ahead. You see the whole thing, folks?
How interesting
Go right there,
was
folks.
it when the ancients received their had to go
All right, folks, I gotta go. Listen, like I said before, their time is up, and they're doing everything possible to decrease the population on the planet. But like I said before, it's not going to work because their time is up. I'm out there, folks. Much love. Much love.